Alrighty, folks. So, tell you another story on my dad. When I was a kid, I had been cutting grass as a summer job for a couple years. I think I got started doing that when I was like 13, maybe 14. And the way I started out was just a push mower out of the trunk of my mom's car, the back of her van, whatever she had at the time. And I'd go around, target within a mile and a half of the house, and she'd run and drop me off. Now, we lived in a busy area, so walking wasn't the safest thing to do, just due to the sheer amount of vehicle traffic. Golly, he doesn't have any room. So anyway, when I turned 17, Dad helped me get set up with a lawn business. Now, I made my share of money at it, and I'm not complaining at all. I really enjoyed it. Granted, I'm wanting to get out of it now, but I've been doing it for 20 years. Anyway, it was funny. Brought home a small trailer, and now bear in mind, I'd been driving with trailers since I was a kid on the farm, but I'd never driven trailers on roads or at any serious speeds. As fast as Dad would let me drive the tractor was as fast as I got to go. And that tractor tops out about 15, maybe 20, if you trust the speedometer on a 60, 70-year-old tractor. So anyway, bought a mower to go on it, and the mower had to go to the shop, and Mom wouldn't let me drive the truck on the road with the trailer right off because she wanted me to get good at it. But how do you get good at it without doing it? Well, Dad and I jump in the truck, go drop the mower off at the shop. He hands me the keys to the truck coming back, and he's like, I didn't want you to drive it loaded, you'll drive it empty, because the mower weighed almost 1,000 pounds, the trailer weighed about 600. It was a smaller truck. So he's like, you're going to learn just to take care of the trailer, not the extra weight of it. Okay, that's fair. So we take off driving. He actually put me through some pretty serious twists, because he's like, I'd rather you do it empty, and if you're going to bounce the trailer across a ditch or something, you're going to do it empty versus loaded. So go to these trailer driving lessons, and life moves on. What ended up being very comical is there was a couple other enterprises that I got into over the years that required use of a truck and trailer, moving firewood, junk hauling, crap like that. Well, anyway, sometimes Dad would chip in and help out or whatever, and we'd all go take care of it. Well, there were times where we would be in his truck, just the way logistics worked out, and he couldn't get his truck into a hole that we needed to be backed into for whatever reason. One time in particular, I'm remembering he was trying to back the truck in for a firewood delivery, couldn't get the truck in where he wanted it, throws the thing in park, kind of aggravated, which was very rare for him, and he says, get in there and park that thing where it needs to be, I can't do it. And not to brag or not to even humble brag, but we'll just say my dad's a good teacher, because I did what he couldn't get his truck to do. And I put the trailer right where he wanted it, and that truck is now that old farm truck that I drive around in sometimes. And it's not the best trailer towing vehicle I've ever had. It's geared wrong. It's got 331s, 328s, some sort of airplane gear for a truck. So it does not ever hold forth when it's loaded with anything. The second that a mouse sneezes in Florida, it downshifts. It's four-wheel drive with the longest wheelbase for that year, and the steering angle that you can get isn't that great. Plus, it's longer, so it doesn't have a real tight turning circle. So it's not the best for backing up a trailer. Overall, the best towing vehicle I've ever had as far as overall setup The only downside to this truck is it was two-wheel drive, and that's the whole reason I got rid of it. But it was a 99 Expedition with the 5.4. It had good pull-in gears. It had 373s in it, so it had, the engine actually was just coming into the power band at 70, or into the torque band at 70. And it pulled really good. It really liked third gear pulling. That old red truck that I drive in, sometimes it needs second for hills. That one would pull in third all day, just chugging right along, and sometimes it'd even hunt for fourth up a hill. It was a shorter wheelbase than that truck, so it had a tighter turning circle just because it was shorter. And with it being two-wheel drive, you had a higher steering angle, and so it was really good for maneuvering that trailer in and out of places. That truck was also, it had air ride suspension, which I know that they're problematic because I had it explode an airline on me when a compressor module went bad and locked the compressor on, and so I ended up riding around on bump stops for a couple days. But it was such a great towing truck. It had the 5.4 two-wheel drive 373s loaded up. It had almost every option with the exception of the disc changer and leather, I think. I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of it, in hindsight being 2020, but fantastic towing truck. Had 5,000 pounds on it, road level. Those air shocks handled the load real nicely. That's what I got on this one, folks. So, yeah. The goal of any teacher is for their students to surpass them, and that's what Dad said his mark of a good teacher was. So, y'all take care. Thanks for tuning in. Catch y'all next time.